Shalom. Allah start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations to the whole lit. This person's truth, because for comes of truth, ever charity. It's the brother Alma One Bud from the Birmingham Camp, Alabama GMS. Then we'll get to the sinners going too about how the Lord, who y'all people call Jesus Christ. That's not his real name. How the Lord, Most High name Yahweh, the Son name Yahushua. How the Lord Yahushua is gonna return to bring vengeance, you know, upon the wicked, upon the wicked, which the wicked is so-called white man Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the red people, really they red, the red nation, and also 2/3 too, 2/3, of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, the Israelites, because 2/3, of Israel, of the Israelites is, they want to come back and, in the truth of the Lord and serve the Lord, they want to dwell in other idols and so forth, in the ways of this world. And the Lord is going to destroy you with the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and Edomites. So I'm getting into it. It's Deuteronomy 32 and 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. So the Lord's going to repay back, vengeance and, and recompense, repay, going to pay back. Therefore, their foot shall slide in due time. And who's that foot shall slide in due time? That's the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Edomites, man. The Lord's gonna you know, come out of nowhere and take the so-called white man out of his power, that they foot shall slide in due time. Like, we try to trip somebody up or cag, what we call cag, or sweep somebody under their feet, and they fall. That's how the Lord, is gonna do the so-called white man Esau, Edomites, man. That's how he gonna come back and destroy their kingdom, man. It's gonna fall, man. It's gonna be fall. It's gonna be burnt up. It's gonna be burnt up by fire. You know. And it's in due time. But we know for the day of the calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. So yeah. So the time of for the day of their calamity. So the time of their destruction, is at hand. So-called white man Esau, Edomites. Time is nearly up, man. Or just about up. The time of rulership. They don't have too much time. And the Lord, is gonna come back, in a thief in the night, because this is that night, that darkness, man. The Lord's gonna come back, because the Lord is known, the Lord Yahweh is known as the morning star. So the Lord's, he's the light, and this place is darkness, man. So-called white man Esau, Edom, Edomite, he's the wicked, the dark, the dark, the wicked, the evil one, But the Lord's gonna come back and take down so-called white man Esau, Edom, Edomites, for all they done to the earth, things they done to the earth, all the wickedness they done, and all the unrighteous, dealings and so forth, and to the so-called Negro, Latino natives as well, and especially to the elect of the Israelites, the elect, of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, the elect, The Lord's gonna pay back for all what so-called white man has done to his people. His people right now are, the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives, his chosen, for all the, tribulation and pains and sufferings and so forth, that these damn devils have done. The Lord's gonna pay him back, soon, in the coming future, to come, because this place ain't got long. So from there, go to let's see, I'm gonna go to Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus said the Lord power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Next verse, Ezekiel 25:13. Therefore, thus said the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, I would cut off man and beast from it. I would make it desolate from teeming, and they are dead and shall fall by sword. So yeah, Lord's gonna stretch his hand upon this place and on Edom, on Esau, Edom, Edomites, man. For all they done to the house of Judah, and to all the other tribes of the nation of Israel, the Israelites, but to the elect, you know, because like I said right now, 2/3, they don't want to hear the word of the Lord, want to come back to the ways of the Lord, so they're not gonna be defended in those times when the Lord returns, or in the times of Jacob's trouble that we are, the times that to come, the times of Jacob's trouble is approaching. Things that we've seen the uprising of the people. Like the scripture says, it's happening more and more, especially over there in Hong Kong and different places. It's gonna get real bad out here, especially in America. But the Lord's only gonna defend his chosen in those times of trouble, and when he returns, he's gonna deliver his chosen elect of the so-called Negro, Latino natives from the destruction to come upon this place, America, upon the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Edomites, the red people. So the next verse is on Ezekiel 25:14. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger, according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power. So yeah, so the Lord is gonna he gonna lay his vengeance upon Edom by his hand on his people, man. And he said, "Oh, my people." So or so-called Negro, Latino natives, starting with the elect. Lord gonna give his manpower to, to wreak havoc, upon this place, America, or how it may be. Lord gonna give manpower, how it may go. But the Lord's gonna put the spirit on his chosen men to get at the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Edomites, man. It said according to his anger and his fury, and 2/3, I say that, nation, Israelites in general, so-called Negro, Latino natives, they're gonna be in the times of Jacob's trouble, but they're gonna be fighting back as well, and they're gonna be fighting as well because we in times of war, not a time of peace, we in time of war going forward, man, so not a time of love and embracing, a time of hate. So, the Lord's gonna put the spirit, on his people, and to fight, to fight, against the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Edomites, and he gonna get his chosen men power to get at these damn devils as well, and do marvelous works as well, So from there, I'm trying to get to it second up. I'm going to 17, get to the point. Ezekiel 25:17. I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shai when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. So yeah, they gonna know the Lord, when you lay that vengeance upon so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Edomites, the red people. They gonna know the vengeance of the Lord and fear of the Lord, when it come about, when it come upon them, man, because it ain't too far off, man, Cause I said that the anger and hate is gonna build up more and more in these times, especially against the Esau, Edom, Edomites, man, because they at the end of their rulership, and the people they know who is causing all the problems on the earth and so forth, man. So uprising and so forth, man. In those times of war and not peace, like I said before, So, Lord's he's gonna repay back and lay his vengeance upon the wicked, man, of this earth, man. So from there, I'm ending off with Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, to the day that I rise up to the prey. But my determination is to gather all the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So yeah, when the Lord returns, it's not just gonna be Esau, Edomites. It's gonna be it's gonna be all the other nations with Ishmaelites, Moab, China, so forth, man. All these other nations, man, that had something to do with the nation of Israel, the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino natives, oppression, and so forth, So with that, I ain't want to make it too long. I just want to go into that. So again, I give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakim brothers, to the few Aqua sisters that do listen. Keep the faith in Yahweh Shai, keep fighting with that. Say shalom.